Debbie here, and welcome back to my crafty den. So my desk is an absolute disaster because I've been working on 10 things at the same time, but I wanted to do a little Frugal Friday. This is because I am working on a whole bunch of things at once. I've got a whole bunch of little things going. So I've showed in one of my Frugal Friday videos not too long ago about using old calendars for pieces of the artwork and stuff that comes on them. So I just wanted to show you something that I'm doing with these. On the back of these big calendars, you find all of the pictures of all of the months when you flip them over. So you get the sized down versions, because these are the big pages. So, and this bird cage on here, let me see if I can find one just to show you the difference. Here, this one. So this is the full sheet and how massively big it is. But this is actually that full sheet sized down to that little wee piece that's not quite 2 by 2 inches. So I took one of the other ones, and this is what I did with it. I cut it out. I backed it with a piece of cardstock. I glued a paper clip. And I decided I liked this arrow paper clip. It kind of made it a little bit neater as a bookmark or whatever you want to use it for. I'm thinking an embellishment to slide on top of a card or something. And anyway, I just glued it on there, glued the paper clip on, and then I just gave the whole thing a coat of glossy accents. Like, look at that. So it actually looks like it looks like it has a glass, like it's like a picture that's in a glass frame. It almost looks like it has a glass or plastic cover over top of it. And it's hard, like it's solid. You can't bend this or move this now. So this is a really cool little piece. So that's what I decided I was going to do with all of these little cutouts that are coming from that calendar. And they all have a decidedly French, Paris and France, they all have a French theme, the whole calendar did, which is really cool. And the other thing that was on there was on the back page as well, beside it, there was a scaled down version of just one of them that was a little bit bigger than these ones. So it's almost, you know, well, it's not quite twice the size or 4 times the size, I guess. But yeah, so I've put it down on one of these memory decks cards, and I'll put a piece of lace or something down this side, and I'm even using this one as a backer to a memory decks card. I'm going to create a couple of cards and see what I have when I'm finished and see what happens. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people are utilizing all of their material. So I'm going to make another one of these little clips. I just love these little little teacups on this one, and it says share a cup of kindness on here. What an amazing little embellishment that this is going to make. So all I'm going to do is cut a piece of card that see, all I'm going to do is take the little square, the piece that I want to use, and I'm going to put it down on a piece of this cardstock, and it's actually an old card. And I'm going to just cut this out. And then I am going to put it down on the card again. And I am going to cut it out again because I want 2 pieces of this. Because I'm going to use the hidden paper clip method on this. And that's another video. So I've showed you that video. So, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it as a hidden paper clip. So I have the one piece, the second piece, that will go like that. So when it's all done, it'll be like that. And the paper clip will sneak right down in behind there. So I am going to take this hole punch and clip a hole like that. There, and now my paper clip can slip right down in there and be hidden behind it. So I'm going to grab a paper clip. I think because with the hidden paper clips, you don't see the paper clip. I might just use just an ordinary clip for this one. So let me see. I've got a few of these ones out, and these are actually just a box of stationery paper clips, like just from an office supply store. They're pretty standard. I have these too, though, that I hauled from Dollar Tree. I'm just wondering how heavy duty these are. They're a little bit smaller. See, I'm worried about this because if I put that on there, no, it will go behind. I didn't think that that would go behind, but it will. So maybe I'll just do that. Although the little rose gold ones would be really pretty too. Maybe I'll use the rose gold ones because I'll give these away as gifts. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I always just use the standard ones when I'm making stuff for myself. And I've used the standard ones a lot. But yeah, I think I'll use these ones. So I've got my 3 little pieces done. And I'm just going to grab some tacky glue. Where's my big bottle? Excuse my arm there. My tacky glue, and I'm going to start doing this. So on the back of this one, I'm just going to put this down and spread it all out so that it's nice and thin. Now the calendar paper isn't very thin. Now mind you, the piece at the back is a little bit thicker than the ordinary pages because you're working with the back and the front. So they are a little bit stronger than some. Does everybody get a mess like this? Or is it just me? So I'm just going to glue that on there like that. And then I'm going to add, so you can tell I'm using old scraps, eh? And then I'm going to put a little layer of glue, nice and thin. I find if I do these little circles like this, it spreads out and it's just enough glue. And then I'm going to do this, but turn it over and make sure now that your little clip mark is at the top. So what you're going to do, check once more, you're going to take your paper clip. Now I've done this before, and you're going to put the little piece on the inside. And just to make sure that it stays, I'm going to take a little piece of this 2-sided tape, and I'm going to run it right over there and stick it right down there to hold that in place. And then I'm going to, yeah, oh, I put that on the wrong side. Isn't that foolish? Now see, I've done these, I've done a ton of these in the last couple of days, making these little paper clips, and still making mistakes. Put it on the small side of your, I worked 2 shifts and I'm exhausted. See, I'm not even functioning properly. So top together. Now you've got that, straighten this up a little. Make sure it's nice and straight, and then press these together. There, and you have a little paperclip embellishment. And see, I think these are amazing. I think they're really cool. Once that's nice and dry, then I'll just set this down and I'll put my coat of glossy accents on there. Actually, it's probably dry enough to do it right now. But first, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to make sure it's right there. I have a teeny tiny little piece that's overhanging. So I'm just going to trim that down a touch, and right here, Just such a teeny tiny little bit hanging over. There, up right there. Try to get it as close to being perfect as I can. Then I'm going to take my archival ink, my Ranger's ink, and I am going to edge this. There. Not much. I'm just going to, it'll just look like there's been a line drawn around it, but yeah. So edge that. Maybe I'll use my, it's not quite getting the second piece of cardboard. It's just getting there. That's better. If you do this, then you can't really tell that there's as much there. It kind of hides the fact that you're gluing bits together. It kind of looks like it was made as one piece. Oh, that's much better. See? There. See how much nicer that is? That nice straight black edge. Come on, focus. There. Yeah, so I have that. So what I'm going to do now, and it's the last part of this, is I'm going to take the glossy accents, and I am just going to, I'm going to start always on my outside edge. I'm going to have to go get some new glossy accents. I'm going to have to make a shopping trip here shortly. Is my glossy accents plugged? Somewhere in this mess on my table, I have a, let's see, somewhere in this mess, I have a paper clip that's opened up here. I'll just grab one of these old ones. There, and there. Yeah, there's not very much left in here. Just enough to do one or two more cards, I think. So I'm going to start with a blob on one corner, and I'm going to rub it right out to the corner. But you have to leave it raised. It's a dimensional thing, right? So I do my outside edge first and go all the way around. And this stuff is just so amazing because it doesn't flatten out. It doesn't pour off the paper. Just be careful how you're holding onto the edge that you don't roll your finger over the top and into your glossy accent. So I'm just very carefully going along the edge and making a border. And then when I'm done this, like that, I'm just going to start here and I'm going to flood this in. And you want it to be pretty thick, you know, because you want it to look like a dimensional piece. Make sure you don't leave any spaces because they won't fill in. It'll dry with like a bubble there. It'll look like a bubble. But I love this stuff for making clips and things like that. Last year, I made some little name tags with a paper clip on the back. And I didn't bother to use a hidden paper clip. I just stuck the paper clip on the back with some hot glue. I like this method a lot better. And we did this and we made little name tags. And it was for an event. So it was a thing, yeah, that we were doing. And just so that the girls would all know each other's names, I made each person a name tag. And it was probably for my benefit more than anybody else's because I'm terrible with names. And I knew the event would be over before I remembered everybody. You can certainly remember everybody's name a lot faster if they're wearing a name tag so that you can use their name over and over again. Yeah, this might be the last one I get out of this bottle because, I mean, it's in there, but it's starting to get hard to squeeze. I've already been to the point for a while that I'm holding it upside, or storing it upside down so that I can get it out. But anyway, this is, right now, this is cloudy. But the really cool thing about glossy accents is that this is going to dry crystal clear like this. And it is crystal clear. There's no yellowing to it. Like, those colors are just as vibrant as if I didn't have anything on them. So I'm gonna, oh, there's a little spot right there where I'm gonna try to move some over. Oh. Try to see if I can squeeze another little dab out right there. There. There, that's better. Now, it will level. It'll self-level, but it doesn't run for some reason. And I have no idea. You'd think it would just pour right off the side of the paper, but it doesn't. It stays on there just like that. So you can see how shiny it is already. But it will be crystal clear, and it will be the perfect little hidden paper clip when it's done. So yeah, those teeny tiny little downsized pictures that are on the back of your calendar pages. And most of us put up the calendars that we just love. You always display the one that you like, that's the nicest one. So yeah, grab that calendar and cut these little pieces out and make something out of them. They're an awesome little find. Use them up. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and share, and I will put a link to my subscribe button right in this corner. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining me today, and bye-bye for now. I'll see you in the next video.